Welcome to tonight's Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. We are here at Blue Ridge Stadium as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are hosting the Winslow Bulldogs. And we are in for a decent game as last week. If those of you listened to us last week noticed that we had a great game, Snowflake versus Winslow. And we are expecting to have that same great game again. It looks like the Winslow Bulldogs have won the toss and will receive to start the first quarter. Looks like their referees, everybody's getting all set in the field. Let's go ahead and take it back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You know what, actually, let's take a 1-minute break here as they still haven't gotten into the national anthem. And we will come back. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771.
5.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. We are here at Blue Ridge Stadium as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets will be hosting the Bulldogs of Winslow tonight. Beautiful, nice, cool breeze blowing through the stadium. Getting ready for my cohort. John Reedhead is just stepping up to the mic. John, how you doing tonight?
Well, it was a long walk coming in. Sounded like we got a little breezy running through the headset. People are a little bit crazy out on the roads this evening, but I think we're in for a great game. Had a chance to talk to Coach Guzman. Everybody got to hear it prior to the game. Great coaching staff, a great program going on over there. It was a great game last week.
Yes, it was.
I think we're in for a great game. Even though we haven't seen the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets since first of the season when St. John's traveled over here. St. John's gave them all they could handle. Blue Ridge held on, got the victory. I think we're kind of going to meet 2 different programs here. Well, not necessarily Winslow. We saw them last week. But I think we're going to see a different Blue Ridge team than we saw starting off the season.
You know, I kind of hope so because, you know, I'd like to see another great game just like we saw last week. I do worry that it's going to be one of those that Villanueva of the Bulldogs is going to have a free-for-all with his passing game as we saw against Snowflake for a while.
What gets me is, as I was walking up the bleachers to get up here, this isn't a standard, typical Blue Ridge crowd here. There's nobody compared to Blue Ridge of old.
No, and you know, when I look on the other side of the field for the Winslow Bulldogs, and I'm shocked that they don't even have half a bleachers filled up, considering their team's 4-1.
But considering the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, they probably have a quarter, maybe a little bit over of what Blue Ridge has over here in this great big grandstand.
There's not a lot of people here in the stadium. You are absolutely correct.
But we're fixing it underway, so thanks for tuning in. We're going to have a good night of football tonight. It's football weather, and there's the kickoff. It's going to be taken at about right at the line. And we are underway. I don't know who that is. He's trying to come to the near side. Good open field tackle there.
Yeah, Brennan Sawyer was on the return. He took the ball at about his 9-yard line. On the far hash, Mark made his way up about 5 yards before he started making his way to the near side. Gets brought down just shy of the 21-yard line, and that's where the Winslow Bulldogs will take over. 1st and 10.
I'm excited to get going here because you're fixing to see it again. We had a great time over there in Winslow last week, and you're going to see Junior Villanueva come on the field for the Winslow Bulldogs. And we're fixing to get underway here. Villanueva, shotgun, got everybody in tight. There goes a man in motion. He's going to hand it off. Going to the opposite side, that was Mikhail Bonner, and he's going to be brought down immediately.
Bonner comes in motion from the right slot receiver, comes in motion, gets a handoff, inside handoff. Looks like it was supposed to actually swing a little wide, but the Blue Ridge defensive line on their right side was able to put the people in the backfield, so he cut it up right off center. No yardage on the game.
2nd and 10. Here comes Villanueva, shotgun, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side, looking to pass the ball. It's his man right in the middle of the field, still on his feet. The big receiver's going to cut it up the middle. Oh, that was it. One last person to make the tackle, and luckily he makes it. Otherwise, Lyons is gone. Lyons, I talked to Coach Guzman. Lyons just kicked on the afterburner, and he's not even their fast player.
Yeah, we saw last week. Last week it was number 6. The Yohan Diasa was their speedster and stuff, and I don't even see him in the game just yet, do we?
Yohan is, by the coach's opinion, one of the fastest kids in the 3A, period. There's a handoff going to the far side, cuts it back up the middle, getting a pickup, looks like about 3 yards.
Pick up a 2 by Mikhail Bonner. And again, like we'd said, yeah, there's number 6, Yohan Diasa is not in the game. I don't recall if he got hurt towards the end of the game last week or not.
I don't either. Coach didn't happen to mention that. That might have been a secret. He might not have wanted Blue Ridge to know it. Here comes the Bulldog offense. Villanueva, shotgun, rolling out to the near side. Got 2 men out there looking to pass the ball. Hits his man in stride. I think that is number 6, isn't it?
That was number
that's
9, I believe it is.
Yep,
Brennan Sawyer.
Oh, Sawyer. I was expecting to say Upchurch's name by now, but we haven't yet. But it's going to be 1st and 10. Move those chains. 1st and 10. Winslow Bulldogs, 10-18 remaining here and counting in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us. This ought to be a good game as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets hosting the Winslow Bulldogs. Villanueva brings his offense to the line. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Lone back, shotgun position. There's a snap. Looking to pass the ball. Look to the far side. Going to hit his up man there, cutting across the field. That
was Mikhail Bonner on that reception.
Bonner again out there.
And he actually dropped the ball when he was hit, so it's a first incomplete pass.
It's a brisk evening this evening.
It is.
Looks like you remembered briskness requires a second shirt. I forgot.
I was lucky I had this still in the car from last winter.
It slipped my mind. It gets so hot during the day, it keeps slipping my mind that we're in October in the evening. Here comes Villanueva, shotgun, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side, lone back, looking to pass the ball, still scrambling, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down. That's going to be a loss of about 3, maybe.
Yeah, that should be a loss of 3 on the play.
Villanueva just had nowhere to go. Good defense by the Jackets. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13.
Yeah, we would call that a defensive sack or a coverage sack, as the defensive cornerbacks and safeties for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets were able to keep great containment of their receivers, not allowing anybody to break completely free, and Villanueva had to scramble, and down he goes.
We got to say hello to my neighbors. Eric and Linda brought me over some tacos right before I left. Ooh, they were good. Thanks for joining us. Here's a pass to the far side. Wow, great interception over there by number 17.
Colton Penrod on that interception.
Beautiful interception. Stepped right in front of him, but he made a good catch, just his hands. Went up for it. Looked like he almost took the ball away from the would-be receiver there.
Yeah, Colton Penrod had great position. He, had a half a step given up to his receiver, but during the pass play, he was able to get over quick enough and leaped up. Luckily enough, he was able to get a little taller there, as he was just grabbing it at the reach of his peak on that jump.
Here comes the Blue Ridge offense under the direction of number 14, P.J. London.
And we are going to get a false start on the right tackle for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, as he left about a half a second too early.
I'll tell you what, I don't care what anybody says. PJ London has the, I don't know, it's been a year, but he has the look of Little League Baseball. He was the first baseman for the Blue Ridge All-Star team. I guess it was last year. I don't know, sometimes I get my times and dates mixed up. I believe it was last year, and he looks like Little League for some reason. London, he's got one guy split out here to the near side. Looks like the I formation out there. Gonna hand it off up the middle, still on his feet. Finally gonna be tackled from behind after he moves those chains. That is Penrod. Yeah, 1st and 10, Blue Ridge, beautiful run.
Yeah, it looks like Blue Ridge lined up in an offset I. Hand off to Colton Penrod, who is the up running back. He'd be basically considered a fullback. Quick handoff to him, up the middle he went, and just powered his way up for 21 yards where they begin 1st and 10 at the 39 of the Bulldogs.
Here comes London. I guess it's called the offset I, one to the far side, handing off again right up the middle. And this offensive line is having their way with the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, pick up a 7 on that play by the deep back, actual running back for them. I believe that was trying to get the number on their back. Hasn't quite turned. I see a 1. I just couldn't find the other number, so
we'll just call him 1 for now. Figure
number
out the
10,
other
it
number
was
in a moment.
Jimmy Bentham.
Bentham, we called his name a lot last season. And here comes London to the line, up under center, gonna hand it off. And Winslow's gonna shut him down that time.
Yeah, Jimmy Bentham gonna get 2 yards. Again, they lined up in that offset I, where they have Colton Penrod as the fullback, offset about a yard off to the right in an I formation. Hand off to Jimmy Bentham as he cuts up and gets 2 yards. Brings up 3rd and 1 for the Yellowjackets.
Here we go, up under center, offset I, 1 split out to the far side, gonna hand it off up the middle once again. He might have pushed forward with that extra effort to move the chains. We'll have to wait and see where they spot him at.
Yeah, he's easily got the first down there, John. It looks like he picked up, going to be a pickup of 3 on the play by Colton Penrod. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage, but kept his legs pumping and moving forward.
Penrod, the workhorse of this Jackets offense. And here come the Jacks to the line. London up under center. Everybody in tight. Gonna hand it off up the middle. Just gonna try to push it forward.
Yeah, the Yellowjackets got lucky on that play, John, is when London went to hand off to Penrod, they had defensive linemen right there. They could have taken the handoff themselves, so they were lucky to get that handoff away, pick up a 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
About 6.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Score 0-0. Here come the Jackets. PJ London up under center. And we got a flag. I think we're going to have somebody in motion there.
Again, that was the right tackle of the Yellowjackets. Took off again just a half second too early. Looks like he was doing a stunt block on the offensive line. Wanted to make sure he could get out there. And instead, they just left a little early. Going to mark him back 5.
LEGS, Gio, let's go. That's what they're saying down on the track. Blue Ridge Yellowjackets cheerleaders, and here comes the offense up to the line. 6:28 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. They're sending the receiver. Got out there in time, way to the far side, 2 to the far side. Lone back. That lone back is Penrod. Going to drive it up the middle. Runs over one of his would-be blockers, and he's going to pick up about maybe 3.
He'll pick up the same 5 that they just lost on the penalty. Makes it 3rd down and a long 7, short 8 for Blue Ridge.
I didn't mark him for their loss last play, so they might have gotten 5 out of that baby. They got warm churros as you're coming in the stadium here, but you can always go to the kitchen and throw a churro in the microwave to come out of your freezer, and just tune in at KWKM.com and listen. Watch in HD. Little pass to the outside. He's going to juke the would-be tackler, and he's in. That is Bentham Is that Benton that just
No,
did it?
looks like a number.
Well, the announcer said Benton. I can't see it out there. PJ London gets marked with the TD, though.
Looks like a 12 or an 18.
Well, I don't even know what number Benton is.
Although that could be on the back, it says 10. The front just looks a little different, so that would be a 25-yard touchdown strike to Jimmy Benton.
Jimmy Benton with the touchdown. Here comes the point after attempt. 5 minutes and 35 seconds remain here in the first quarter. This is the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets' first offensive possession here. There's a snap. He gets down. It's up. Wow, that was a good kick. Almost makes it all the way to the track. It's good. So mark the score with 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 7, Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by our friends and your friends at Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you would call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, coming to you live from Blue Ridge Yellowjacket Stadium, where it's the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets hosting the Winslow Bulldogs, the 4-1 Winslow Bulldogs. And the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets just come in here and stepped up and held the Bulldogs on defense and took it down and scored. The score is Blue Ridge 7, Winslow 0. There's the kickoff. He's going to cut it back up the middle. And he's going to bring it back to about the, it looks like about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Winslow.
Yeah, John, this is something we haven't seen from Blue Ridge when we saw them the first week here against St. John's. They must have definitely looked at the film from last week and saw some really good things on what they should be doing here against Winslow, and they've been doing great. And kind of so far, it's been pretty much the Colton Penrod show.
This is something we haven't seen on Winslow either, with the interception. Here's going to hand off from Villanueva, going to cut back up the middle, and that is, let's see who that is. It's the bottom of the pile.
That was number 40,
which
of
is
the Winslow Bulldogs. It's Mason Scott, a loss of 1 on the play.
And so here come the Bulldogs. Junior Villanueva, we're looking for him to pass the ball. That was just great defense by the Jackets. Last possession there, they got the interception. Here comes Villanueva, shotgun, one to the far side. There's a snap. Looking to pass the ball. Got some, oh, he's got a man open now. And oh, that should have been intercepted. Villanueva checked the up man. He scrambled, checked the up man, nowhere to go. He makes his move and throws, and he's lucky because the defense of Blue Ridge was just floating around back there, stepped in front of it, almost got the interception.
Yeah, there's a couple both teams should be happy for. Number 1, Villanueva should be happy that that ball was dropped because that ball was in the hands of a Blue Ridge Yellowjacket. On the flip side, Blue Ridge should be happy they didn't get called for pass interference as the cornerback stepped up at the first down marker and hit the receiver.
Here comes Villanueva, scrambling, still on his feet. Gonna try to be taken down from the back, slows him down just enough. And the ball comes out. Wow, looks like it's gonna be Blue Ridge ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Villanueva was thinking. It looked at some point in time that he looked to pass that ball as he was being brought down, but that would have made it an illegal forward pass as he had already at that point in time, ran about 6 yards.
Well, I don't really think he's thinking about that because he was just trying to make something happen. When you're messing with nothing, Villanueva had in his mind, we got to get something positive out of here. And Blue Ridge, that's what I meant earlier before the game started. I think we're seeing a totally different Blue Ridge team. This team is advanced, getting all this practice. We're in the mid part of the season. They look a lot better. P.J. London has a man in motion up under center, one to the near side, one to the far side. Going to hand it off. That's going to be Penrod, and he's going to be brought down.
I think that's a fumble.
And they're going to say,
there's a fumble.
And they're going to say Winslow football. So Winslow's finally getting something good to happen here. It's going to be Winslow Bulldog football. It is a brisk evening, briskly.
Yeah, John, at the same point in time on that last play, number 80 for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets is in the huddle. And when they broke, he came running off the field. So they had 12 men in the huddle, and they did not get called for that ineligible, or 12 men in the huddle for him. So referees look like they're huddling to decide whether or not it's a fumble. It should have been, before Penrod went down, the ball was actually forward and everybody was jumping on it. So
we're going to see what they say here.
it looks like it's still going to be the Bulldogs.
Coach Bob London going out to talk to the officials, see what's going on here.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to let them know what they were discussing in the huddle, so nobody feels like they were getting cheated somehow.
We're gonna have to figure out. We got a little noise coming through with the wind. Get a little bit windy. Here goes Villanueva, gonna fake it, going to the far side. Still has the ball. Oh, he had a deep man. Oh, good jump over the would-be tackler. That is number 8, isn't it?
That was number 9, Brennan Sawyer.
Number 9, well, I'm looking on the wrong team here. It was Brendan Sawyer. Beautiful leap over the would-be tackler. Going to pick up a couple more yards. 1st and 10, Bulldogs. 4:25 remaining here. First quarter, thanks for joining us. The score is now the same as it was a moment ago, but I'll go ahead and give it to you. Blue Ridge 7, Winslow Bulldogs 0, but the Bulldogs are moving down the field. Villanueva going to hand it off, going to the far side, and that's going to be a loss of about almost 4 yards, 3 yards. The defense for the Jackets really stepping up here.
And hand off to Mason Scott. Not able to go anywhere as the right side of the Blue Ridge defensive line, able to make some great penetration. Nobody able to get around. And John, you got to say right now that this is a completely different looking Bulldog team. Is number 6, Johan Diaz, is not out on the field.
For whatever reason, Johan, we haven't yet to see him out there. There's the snap, going to fake the handoff. Villanueva going to air it out. Beautiful open field tackle there because there's nobody else around. That tackle's going to come from number 5, Adam Henderson of the Jackets. And had Adam Henderson not made that tackle, he probably would have moved the chains. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mason Scott on that reception was coming free. He had about 5 yards before the out of bounds marker, and he still decided he would stop instead of trying to continue upfield.
Here come the Bulldogs to the far side, one to the near side, lone back. They're going to pass the ball once again. Scrambling, has some room. Villanueva still scrambling. Move the chains, Bulldogs. 1st and 10. You know, I had the chance, like I said, to talk to Coach Guzman earlier. I hope you all got to hear that interview. I think one of the coolest things about that interview that I got out of it was the respect that he has for the Blue Ridge Yellowjacket program over here. He said when he was speaking about coming over here to the game, to play the game on the road, he said it's awesome to come in here to see the banners hanging on the wall, to see here at the field, to see the state championships painted on the wall, and they've repainted the stadium, right? When did they do that? Wow, he's going to be let down on this trip because they've recently repainted the stadium. There goes Villanueva, a little, I don't know.
Misdirection?
Misdirection, that's the word I was thinking of. Thanks for that little help there. Little misdirection play there. Going to finally hand it off, come to the near side, and they end up going to getting 5 yards out of it. Well, I'm just shocked and appalled here that the conversation went the same. He did have a lot of respect and stuff for the whole program, even though they have repainted the stadium. I just noticed all the state championships hadn't had a chance to paint them back. Here comes Villanueva, 2nd and 5, shotgun, looking to pass. Right there was just a rushed pass because he had somebody coming in after him. Defense coming after him right there at the end, and he overthrows it. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, the Villanueva looks, to me, completely different from last week. Last week, in the face of getting rushed and sacked or something, he stood in the pocket and still threw that bullet right on target. And here, he looks almost a little rattled.
You know, it's you know, to the average listener, they may not think it's that big of a deal, but it is that big a deal. Going on the road, you know, you drive for a couple hours in a school bus, coming over here, and having all those state championships written on the wall. Here goes Villanueva. He was looking to pass, just no blocking up front, nowhere to go. Good defense by the Jackets.
Yeah, they're definitely having a different team than what we saw last week.
Yes, they are. It may take them a little while to get settled in and get back in the ball game here. Just a little under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's Blue Ridge 7, Winslow 0. Winslow getting their players in and out their substitutions. The play is brought in from the sidelines, Coach Gruzman, his staff, and here comes the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, John, there was a loss of 3 on the play, making it 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs.
There goes Villanueva, steps back and throws it behind his receiver, and that will be incomplete, 4th down.
Yeah, pick up a 5 on the play. The problem was it didn't get him the first down.
Yeah,
Pass
so
was thrown to Brennan Sawyer.
I got
Brennan Sawyer
sidetracked
was
there.
wide open, and he easily could have picked up the first down had the ball not been thrown short and behind.
I apologize for that. I got a little sidetracked. The moon caught my eye, that full moon over there. I like in a daze. I've been going out elk bugling. I saw that full moon and my mind went somewhere else.
Your mind's always somewhere else.
Here comes P.J. London in the offense. Got one to the far side. Everybody else in tight up under center. Going to hand it off coming towards us. Still on his feet. That is number 10, Jimmy Benton. Benton is he's somebody that we seem to be talking a lot about here in this game. Normally it's Penrod. Jimmy Benton scores a touchdown, and he's still on his feet. Pickup of what, 7?
7 on the play.
Beautiful, beautiful run there after the catch. Here comes P.J. London. Gets the play from the sideline. I don't know if it's coincidental his last name is London, or if maybe he's associated with the London coaching staff. Here comes P.J. out on the field, one to the far side, everybody else in tight. There's the snap, gonna hand it off to Benton, opposite direction. He's past the chain marker. He's still on his feet, cruising and a-boozing. Benton in the end zone, touchdown. And that baby was a 70-yard run from Jimmy Benton.
Yeah, Jimmy Benton just broke through the first part of the line, and there was nobody after him at that point in time. As for some reason, the only ones chasing him were 77, 74, and I think it was 52. So all the big men, for some reason, were back chasing him way off the ball, which when you're looking at something like that, that's telling you that the offensive line for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets took their line and moved them completely back that far.
They've been blowing through them all night. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that could be sitting here on these stands that will wish they were here, these Jacket fans, going up against this great Bulldog team here, because
got a flag on the play.
Jimmy Benton he's wrecking havoc on this Bulldog defense.
Illegal procedure against the
little
offense.
Little
Moving
movement
back
on
5.
the Jackets. Our computer man, Eric Drury, looks a little bit chilly, or he looks a little bit like Willie from the Chilly Willie cold drink that you can get at convenience stores, not on the beautiful White Mountains, but everywhere else. So we're going to call him Chilly Willie. And here's going to be a long point after. Snap is good. They get it down, and Blue Ridge has found a foot.
And that
somewhere.
ball was incomplete.
Oh,
no good.
No good. I thought it looked
Missed
good
it
at
wide
first.
left.
I looked away. That kid's got a boot on him.
He does have a leg, and that foot belongs to Nathan Hallett, and he's doing well as a kicker.
He's got a boot. We're going to go back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. It is now Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 13, Winslow Bulldogs 0. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week presented by Sholo Ford and streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
When you live on the mountain, You have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge Stadium for the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. We're here with the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets hosting the Winslow Bulldogs. 4-1 Winslow Bulldogs, and there's the kickoff. Coming to the near side is Upchurch. Upchurch is going to be brought down to right at about the 25-yard line.
And we're going to get a personal foul, either a horse collar or a face mask call here against the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
We'll have to see what they say. It's Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 13, Winslow Bulldogs 0.
Yeah, personal foul, face mask.
Face mask against the Jackets, and that'll move Winslow another 15 yards, be 1st and 10.
We'll start at their 40-yard line.
Junior Villanueva gonna have to get something going here with his offense. When you're steering the stagecoach, you're kind of in charge about where that stagecoach is going. He's the commander-in-chief of the Bulldog offense. He's going to send one out to the far side, one out to the near side. Nueva's offset I formation. There's the snap. Going to hand it off, going to the far side, and the Jacket defense is getting up in the backfield on this Bulldog offense.
They are. That's going to be a loss of, looks like 2.5 on the play. As number 40, I believe that was Mason Scott, again, unable to get going anywhere.
And that's going to be in the first quarter. For all of you that got to watch the Thursday night NFL game, that was a heartbreaker because the Buccaneers had a chance to put another loss on Bill Belichick's record, and they just couldn't get her done. I was hoping and praying, and that went down to the last play of the ball game. Jameson Winston trying to punch it in the end zone, and they just happened to get a fingertip on it and kept the Buccaneers from scoring. I wish they wouldn't. I mean, they had it right there.
To me, it's kind of, and I don't dislike the Buccaneers. I just am not a big fan of their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Why?
Just some of the off-field antics.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in the NFL's league policy of personal conduct off the field. And to me, when a player sits there and does things that they probably shouldn't be doing off the field, there should be ramifications, and yet
sure they should.
I just don't see too much happening, just like Ezekiel Elliott. Some of those things. So
don't go to Dallas. Don't start talking. Don't start talking Cowboy stuff.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know that Jameis Winston was all that great of just a, NFL quarterback, or if he's going to end up being like some of the others that are great in college, but when they get to the NFL, it's a whole different light.
Well, I just wanted to see Bill Belichick get another one in the loss column. Here comes Villanueva. Looks to air it out. Has nobody there. Comes back. Oh, off the hands of the would-be receiver. Number 10, Jalen Lyons. Jalen Lyons was running a deep route. Comes back and gets his hand. He should have caught it. Hit him both of his hands and just couldn't get a hold of it.
It's like the gloves kind of made the ball a little wobbly in his hands there, and he kind of pushed it out of bounds. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs. But John, I'm shocked. We're seeing a completely different team here.
It seems as though we are. When we went last week and covered the Bulldogs taking on the Lobos, this team come out with precision. I mean, just like a snake, the way they struck. Everything was precision. If you threw it and they hit it in their hands, I mean, they made the catch. Toes dragging to keep it in bounds. There's a pass, and, hey, that's good defense by number 11, Preston Grimstad.
Yeah, we got a flag down back here at about the 31-yard line.
We're going to have a holding.
I'm not sure if we're going to get a personal foul, roughing the passer.
Looks like roughing the passer, eh? Arr, that's why I like the Buccaneers. I get to say, arr, eh? I also like talking about Minnesota because I can talk about Fargo. Yeah,
Now, I
Fargo.
wonder if this is a spot foul. It still doesn't give them a first down.
But they looks like they went from the
They went from the line of scrimmage.
line of scrimmage, and they're going to be roughing the passer. That will give the Bulldogs first down. Pump in some new life here to this Bulldog offense, which has been less than perfect this evening.
Yes, it has. I mean,
Lackluster.
Villanueva had two receivers wide open the middle of the field, and he chose to come to the outside. And it's like he's just not seeing the field as well as he did last week.
Which that could be. Villanueva up under center, one to the near side, one to the far side, scrambling, and he turned right into that tackler. He had no idea that they had he had a defensive player coming from the near side, and you could see that just, I mean, he turns, and there he is. He's brought down for a big, big loss.
Well, John, if you looked at that, Villanueva turned around, was expecting somebody to be handing off to, and I think it was number 9, Sawyer, as he was in motion, but for some reason, when Villanueva turned around, nobody was there, and he had to figure out what to do with the ball, and, well, down he went for a 10-yard loss.
There goes Villanueva, scrambling, looking to pass the ball. All his receivers have kind of given up, Villanueva's going to run it out of bounds on the far side. Wow, I thought he'd made it further than that. Going to come back, spot the ball. It's still going to, they're going to be way short of even the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, pick up a 3 on the play after that 10-yard loss.
We got 11:04 remaining here in the first half with the Jackets on top, 13-0. I'm not real sure where everybody else is playing tonight. I know the Cougars have gone over to take on the Road Runners over in Holbrook. We'll have to get some updates around the league here in a minute. Here comes Villanueva, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd down and 16, looking to pass the ball. Under pressure once again. The Bulldog offensive line is getting manhandled out there.
They are definitely manhandled. They are not able to keep the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets off. And I would say it's the speed of the Yellowjackets that's kind of got them flustered. And that's another loss of 5 yards. And it seems like they just are picking some plays that take a time to develop. And Villanueva doesn't have that time, or he's not getting that time from his blockers.
Just under 11 minutes remaining here. And it is 4th down and 22 for the Bulldogs. Villanueva from shotgun. Surely they're not going to go for it. Bound to boot the ball. There's a snap. Nice little boot by Villanueva. He's going to get a bounce. It's going to be taken by number 6, Corey Infield. Infield trying to get over here to the near side and just can't quite make it to the sideline. And good tackle there. That's going to take him down right at the 10-yard line. Be 1st and 10, Jackets.
Yeah, he was being chased by number 10 and number 74.
That is Lyons and Daniel
Vizcaya.
You know, Corey Infield, we call his name a lot in basketball, also in baseball. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, first time I've called his name out here on the frozen tundra. There'll be a handoff coming up the middle. Finally going to be brought down by the Bulldogs defense. And you get it up, not before he gets it up to right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, pick up the 8 on the play.
35-yard line. No, that is the 20-yard line. I'm not sure where that ball's at. That's at the 20-yard line. It don't matter. They're going to move the ball again.
Yeah, they had him stopped at the line of scrimmage, and unfortunately, as the foots were still moving there for the Yellowjackets, the defender actually did a kind of twisting on him and threw the man forwards instead of backwards.
Sometimes that
Pick
happens.
up a 4 on the play.
Sometimes in a spinning motion, you give them momentum instead of bringing them down.
John, our first update is Alchesay 14, Rock Point 7 at their homecoming.
Alchesay's homecoming.
Yes.
Coach Newcomb down there with the Falcons. And we're going to have a handoff, and the Bulldog defense all over that one.
I don't know if that was a handoff or a fumble on the play.
I don't either.
But that's a loss of It's going to be a loss of a long 2 on the play by Jimmy Benton.
I don't know what it.
First negative play there for
I
Blue
don't know.
Ridge.
I don't know if it was a handoff or a loss of the ball. I don't know what happened. It was right in the middle of a big pile. Either way, Jackets still have the ball. It is second down and about 11, maybe 12. To the near side, lone back. P.J. London looking to pass the ball. Oh my goodness gracious! That was the Bulldog interception the whole way. What was that, number 50?
Number 50. He was anxious. He was chomping at the bit, looking to run.
Ollie Foster. He had that ball the whole way from the time it left London's hands. He was just waiting for it, and he just couldn't get it.
He couldn't bring it down. I would tell you, he did not. He didn't look to run before he got it. He just wanted the interception.
He just wanted the interception and was getting excited the whole way there. By the time he got there, he was way too excited. Way too excited. Couldn't make the catch. Going to be third down and long 11. London up under center. There's a handoff to try to get to the outside. Cuts it back in. Good run there.
And they're going to stop him just shy.
Is that Penrod or Benton?
Down.
That's Benton at the bottom of the pile, I believe.
It's going to be a pickup of 9 on the play.
Almost.
Bring up fourth down and a long 9, short 8.
And here comes the Jackets. We're going to see if they're going to go to punt formation. We have just under 9 minutes and counting remaining here in the first half. Jackets on top 13-0. Everybody in tight. Goal line offense here. Going to hand it off. And he's going to push it forward, move those chains. First and 10 Jackets.
Looks like that was number 6.
Infield?
Nope. Adam Henderson, number 5.
5, Adam Henderson, your ball carrier there.
Pick up a 2.
Boy, I was
Gets
Johnny on the
first
spot
down.
with that infield name. When you said number 6, it's just because I called his name down there, it's still stuck in my head. It's like a dry erase board. It hadn't been erased yet.
Well, it didn't look like it was him either. It was a different guy coming off the field.
These numbers and all this stuff, it's just a blur. These numbers change. There's a pitch, there's a flag.
Illegal procedure against the offense again.
Number 55 had a handful of uniform there off the shoulder. Coach London's going to walk out there to get an explanation, and I believe they're going to be backing them up.
I believe, again, that was the right tackle for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, again leaving just a half second early. Probably had a stun again called. He figured he had to pull and move to get over to a guy to help out.
So I bring first down and 15, 8:20 and counting remaining here in the first half. Jackets on top, 13-0. London brings his team up to the line, to the far side, lone back, up under center. And there's a snap. He's going to hand it to go up the middle. Boy, you talk about keeping a touchdown from happening with a handful of shirt. That's what just happened right there. Otherwise,
a 10-yard pickup of Colton Penrod, and you know, John, what it looks like they could have had him stopped at 5 yards. Instead, what happened, I'm trying to catch the number of the gentleman there. I saw a 5 on him. I'm just not sure if it's a 5 or a 6. So not sure if 52 or 62, but he just reached in to try to strip the ball instead of make the tackle.
it is getting rather brisk here this evening. I would go 62 because there is no 52, so we're going to call him Braden Williams. And there goes the offense of the Jackets. And I don't know even what that number is over there. That's going to be...
That was number 2, I believe it was.
I believe it was
Dominic
2.
Hoffmeyer.
Dominic Hoffmeyer. I believe that's a number 2 way over there. These numbers kind of run together. Yes, it is. He's coming over here to come out of the ball game. Makes it a lot easier when they stand up straight. I'm going to tell them to start ironing their shirts so I can read their numbers.
Yeah,
if they get a wrinkle in it, you can be worlds apart on these numbers. Here comes the Jacket offense, I formation. Offset, I can hand it off coming this way to the near side. Penrod cuts it back in, going to be brought down. Oh, Penrod staying down too by big number 50.
That was Jimmy Benton, picked up a 2 on there.
Oh, it was Benton? I thought that was Penrod.
Yeah,
Benton's going to come down holding his shoulder.
Yeah, it's going to be a shoulder injury when you got a big man like number 50 that comes down and you fall on the ground being teed. Like a little H sandwich there is, you know, you got the ground vertical, yourself is horizontal, and then he's vertical. It definitely
It
puts a
doesn't.
hurt on
It's
your
not.
shoulders.
It's not a good situation. Gavin Swartz, 6'1", 215 was your tackler. Here come the Jackets, going to hand it off, going to cut it up the middle. That's going to be Dominic Hoffmeyer. And he's going to cut it up the middle, going to pick up a few there. Have to see where they mark it.
Pick up a long 5 on that play there for Dominic Hoffmeyer. Makes it a 3rd and short 4. Long 4, short 5. Feel like I'm golfing here trying to call the yardage for everybody.
My eyeballs keep
140.
my eyeballs keep getting colder and colder. But me and Eric agreed that he'll wear the jacket for 1 quarter. I'll wear it for the next quarter. Here come the Jacket, still on his feet, pushing forward. And if they mark it where it went, it's going to be a move those chains type situation. 1st and 10.
Pick up a 6 on that play for Colton Penrod, and again helped by the defense, as the defense, instead of taking and pushing him backwards, grabs a hold of him and throws him forward
Slings
for a
him
couple
forward,
extra yards.
and 1st down.
I honestly think had he not thrown him forward, he probably wouldn't have picked up the 1st down.
He might have thought it's throwing the other way. I wanted to bring your attention to the Blue Ridge fan back behind us over here to our left. Over here to our left, just keep an eye on him every once in a while, because he is playing some rock and roll air guitar. Just every once in a while, but he's doing it good. I can almost hear it. There's a pitch. I was going to go to Penrod, I believe, this
That's
time.
number 5, I believe.
It is number 5. You're absolutely correct, and that is Adam Henderson, senior, 6 foot 205. It seems like Blue Ridge has some lot bigger players than what we've been covering lately. A lot heavier. But the Jackets have become a total different team from the last time we saw them play the St. John's Redskins to this game here. And the Bulldogs have become a different team also, though, this evening. Here comes P.J. London up under center, offset eye, going to hand it off. Go to the far side. Good tackle on Dominic Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer's going to be brought down after a
1-yard pickup.
1-yard pickup. That's going to bring a 3rd down and 1. 4:43 count and counting.
Yeah, Blue Ridge got lucky on that. The defensive end for the Bulldogs actually got inside, and he got hooked on his arm, and so no holding call, but they did get lucky, pick up a 1.
P.J. London up under center. Going to hand it off right up the middle. Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. That is number 5. Adam Henderson, senior, fullback, 6 foot, 205, touchdown, Yellowjackets.
Yeah, John, this is a different team. As I sat and watched that one, the defensive line made a push and got there. There was still a hole for Henderson to get in there, but as he got past the line of scrimmage, it was like the linebackers and the safeties for the Bulldogs just kind of looked at him as he just started running.
You know,
instead of trying to tackle.
I don't know what's going on with the Bulldog defensive line here. I can't imagine that Blue Ridge's offensive line is that much better than Snowflake's, but they're just pushing Winslow around. Comes P.J. London, going to go for 2, and London's going to punch it in. Beautiful pass, beautiful route, and that's going to pick up the 2. So it's 4:22 remaining here in the first half. It's now Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 21, Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to go back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com. We'll be right back.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services. From free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Sholo and Snowflake.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. It's a brisk football evening in October here, where we've traveled up to the Jacket Stadium for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets hosting Winslow Bulldogs. Blue Ridge dominating factor here in the ballgame tonight, 21-0. There's a kickoff going to be taken at the 10-yard line. I believe where it's taken off. Going to be brought back out to the, looks like about the 26. It's going to be first and 10. Bulldogs, yeah. Well, where are they going to spot that? Move it up to the 28.
That was Noah Upchurch on the return.
It seems like to me, which I could be wrong because talking to Coach Guzman today, he acted like I was crazy, but I thought we called Upchurch's name a lot in the first half of that ball game last week.
No, it was the second half.
No, second half he missed all the passes, remember?
Well, yeah, that's why we was calling his name.
I know, but I thought he was money in the first half. Didn't we call his name quite a bit?
That was Diasa.
Yeah, he said that too. He said, you might be thinking of Diasa. And I said, well, I thought if a name sticks in my head, I must have called it a few times. And I'm shocked and appalled. I don't know what's going on here. Diasa is not suited up and playing ball this evening.
I don't even see him on the sideline, I don't think.
I don't know if he's hurt, ineligible. I don't know what's going on. But that play went nowhere. It's going to be second and about 9. Here comes Villanueva. There's the snap. There's his passing route. And when you have stuff like that, you know it's just not your night. A quick pass right in the middle to number 10, Jalen Lyons. And senior 6'4", 180. Hits him right in the shoulder. And he just can't hang on. Right in the chest. And then it bounces right over his shoulder. Beautiful pass. Coming across the field, in the middle of the field, crossing route. Just can't hang on to the ball.
Yeah, different players this week. Last week it was Sawyer, Diasa, and Bonner that were making all the plays and getting the ball. And this week it's different.
It's nobody. Villanueva coming to the near side. Now he's under pressure. Gonna try to, now that's what we look for right there. Lyons goes up and makes the catch. Move the chains because he's gonna catch it right on the sidelines about the 45-yard line. That's what we saw last week.
Yeah, pick up a 15 on the play to pass play to Jalen Lyons. As Jalen Lyons just got aside there, and quite honestly, the Bulldogs got lucky on that as Lyons was actually covered.
Yes, he was, but
he had to go up over the top of the defender to get the ball.
You know, we always make the referral is climbing the ladder. Lyons, he climbed the ladder right there. He was up over the defender, makes the catch with his hands. Here goes Villanueva, looking to pass the ball, under pressure once again. Villanueva has nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Yeah,
but we're not seeing
some of the difference that I'm looking at here. So Mason Scott, the running back, is supposed to be picking up one of the men. The unfortunate part is he went to help out the lineman, hit one of them, and let the inside guy come in, and that's the man that Mason Scott should be going after, is the inside player coming in. So that's going to be a loss of, looks like 8 on the play.
That's going to take them all the way back to the 37-yard line. And here comes the Bulldog offense. Villanueva, shotgun, looking to pass the ball. Still looking, has a man wide open.
Noah Upchurch again.
Wide open, blown coverage.
Wide open, ball hits him right in the hand, and he's not able to come down. Granted, that would have been a good catch for Noah Upchurch to make, but it just,
things just aren't going their way, right off his hands. Nobody.
The closest defender was 10 yards away.
It was almost like they thought he was throwing it out of bounds or something. Don't even go after him.
Yeah, that's a pass play that would have been thrown to Diasa last week.
So here comes, I don't know who's yelling down there. Here comes the Bulldog offense looking to pass the ball once again under pressure. They just cannot block anybody. He dumps it off. Looked like almost like a screen route over there. They're going to bring him down at about the 50-yard line. Right at the 50, and that's going to be fourth down. That's what I thought. And he flips it over. 4th down, close to the 50-yard line. Going to bring up 4th and about 6, they're saying, on the scoreboard. 1:50 and counting remaining here in the first half, with the Jackets on top of the Bulldogs, 21-0. Wow, that was crazy, that play before when they had the guy wide open. Villanueva brings offense to the line, got him stacked in here on the near side. They're going to pass the ball. Interception, Jackets, and I don't think anybody can get him. One would-be tackler still pursuing. Good effort. I'm going to say good effort by number 40. He pursues the play the whole way. Mason Scott, sophomore, he stayed. He didn't give up. Who was that that intercepted the ball?
Number 2, Hoffmeyer.
Hoffmeyer with the interception. And we have an injured Winslow player.
Valenzuela.
Oh, no.
Villanueva.
Junior Villanueva being assisted off the field.
Yeah, that pass was not properly thrown. It was short. It was inside, and he threw it to the place where there were 4 Blue Ridge Yellowjackets covering 2 guys.
And a lot of them are just playing outfield out there. Villanueva, I don't know if it's because of the teams that they've met so far this season or what. He's like not seeing the defenders back behind there, just drifting around, stepping in front of the ball. Here comes the point after attempt. There's a snap. It's down. It's up. We got a whistle blowing. No good. I thought I heard a whistle blow before that. 1:25 remaining here. It's the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 27. Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Car batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
Welcome back to a brisk Blue Ridge Yellowjacket Stadium for the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week. Presented by our friends at Sholo Ford. Me and my buddy Eric Drury up here, we're going to switch jackets. I get the jacket here in a minute. For a couple of minutes, I can warm up. So Blue Ridge Yellowjackets on top and unstoppable this evening of the Winslow Bulldogs. This is, I got to tell you right now, it's almost like we've not covered either one of these teams. When we covered Blue Ridge first this season, this is a completely total different team other than being in the same part on the globe, on the planet, the same school, totally different team. And it's a totally different team for the Winslow Bulldogs than what we saw last week.
No, you're absolutely correct, John. These teams are nothing like when we saw them last. Granted, Blue Ridge was at the beginning of the season, but Blue Ridge has not been having a great season themselves either. They've been blown out a couple times themselves, and so it's maybe this is their chance to try to provide some momentum for them for the season.
And they're going to down it right here. They're going to try to run the clock off. Villanueva still on the sidelines being attended to. He's hurt. They did get the clock going. I was going to say I didn't think they got the clock started before the snap. They just nailed it down. So Winslow's looking to take a break here, just get to the locker room.
That's number 9.
Let Villanueva get assisted, get worked on. I don't believe the Winslow Bulldogs have anybody to back up the quarterback, apparently, because they are going to go to the locker room.
John, Brennan Sawyer is listed as a quarterback. He's a junior, and then they do also have Preston Grimstad on the roster as a sophomore, listed as a quarterback.
Hey, Eric just informed me that he also plays backup quarterback for the Bulldogs. So I may get the jacket here in a minute when Eric goes and suits up.
I'll play fullback.
Oh, you look full. You look full. I will agree with you there. I don't know about the back part. You look more full in the front than in the back. But I'm just
tighter in the back.
I'm just saying, you look pretty full. Your shirt looks pretty tight. So we're going to go into halftime here with the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 27. I was trying to see how Villanueva was getting off the field. He's still walking with a limp, and I didn't see him leave the field. So we're going to go into halftime with the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 27, Winslow Bulldogs 0. But don't go nowhere. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report. You've been listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by our friends and your friends at Sholo Ford. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Face it. When you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771. Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you will call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
You still there? Hello? Davina? Hello?
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Car batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. You are listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass Halftime Report. Here at halftime, as Blue Ridge is hosting the Winslow Bulldogs, the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are leading 27-0. This is kind of a flip side from what we kind of seen in the past from these two teams. We saw the Winslow Bulldogs last week, and Villanueva seemed to be, on target, very poised. And tonight he just seems to be jumpy and worried about what's happening as far as somebody making passes, somebody coming in on him. He just seems a little bit off tonight, as opposed to the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, which we've seen in the past. And they haven't been doing too well themselves in the offensive and defensive line. And tonight they have been phenomenal. They have been making sure that their defensive line is getting in the backfield and making havoc for the Winslow Bulldogs, and that is what's led to the score here, as there has been 2 interceptions. There was one that was returned for 20 yards, another return, pick six, that was a 60-yard interception. And so they've just been having a phenomenal time, offense and defense. Offensive-wise, they've been taking the defensive linemen for the Bulldogs and knocking them off the ball about 4 or 5 yards. And it just seems at this point in time that the Winslow Bulldogs are 100% completely shell-shocked of, not expecting to see what's actually happening to them. And I'm not sure that they've actually showed up yet. So definitely different than what we've kind of seen in the past from these two teams, and definitely unexpected from what we were looking at. We figured this would be a really good game, really close game, but instead, here we are at halftime, 27 for your Blue Ridge Yellowjackets and 0 for the Winslow Bulldogs. Let's take it back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass Halftime Report here on Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
Face it. When you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771. Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you will call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. You are listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass Halftime Report. Here at halftime at Blue Ridge Stadium, the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 27 and the Winslow Bulldogs 0. This has pretty much been an all Blue Ridge fiesta for them, as they've been able to make everything happen for them on offense and defensive side. Here at halftime, I feel like I'm kind of watching kindergarten cop as the young kid cheerleaders are out there jumping around, kind of like they did the 7 years ago scene in the kindergarten cop. So kind of great entertainment here for us at halftime. The Blue Ridge Yellowjackets just been all over the field. They've been causing havoc in the backfield. Villanueva not able to get set for himself, either setting his foot for the pass or being able to get comfortable handing off, as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets have been in the backfield. And on the offensive side of the ball, that offensive line has been able to blow through and make some great holes for Colton Penrod and Jimmy Benton. Jimmy Benton has 2 touchdown runs. Well, 1 touchdown run of 70 yards and a touchdown reception from 25 yards. So they've been doing a great job for themselves. So in the locker room, the only thing their coach needs to talk with them about is hey, keep your heads about you. Don't think that this game is over at this point in time and you got it in hand. As we saw last week, the Winslow Bulldogs able to go through and make things happen for them at any point in time. So it's just the one thing, just keep your head, keep your calm, and just make sure that you're not going to make those stupid plays and keep going, because at this point in time you have the game in hand, and it's just a matter of making sure you keep your cool and go forward and don't think the game's over and won at this point in time. We'll go take it back here for a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime show here in the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Sholo and Snowflake.
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Our batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. Here at halftime, the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets leading 27-0. The Winslow Bulldogs are a completely different team than what we saw last week, as Villanueva's just been kind of bouncing around in the backfield, not sure of whether he wants to run or pass. He does seem to be missing his prime target that he had last week, which was Johan Diasa. Not sure what's going on there, but it's just been tough for them. So for the Winslow Bulldogs, what do they need to do here for the next half is they got to make some adjustments. They got to start getting that offensive line, getting some protection for Villanueva or whoever is going to be the backup quarterback, as Villanueva did get hurt right there before the end of half. Once they do that, they will be able to start making those passes. He has open receivers. The problem is he just doesn't have time to see him or hit him. On the defensive side of the ball, there's got to be a massive change. These linemen need to start getting some push into the backfield, or at least holding their blocks at the line of scrimmage. Keep the linemen off of the linebackers, allowing the linebackers to come up and make plays. Because as we've seen so far, it's been the linemen when there's been a long play. The defensive linemen were the ones that were in the back chasing, as the linebackers and cornerbacks were all being covered and blocked by the line of the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, and that's kind of how it's been. So those are pretty much the keys of what they need to make changes there in the second half. This concludes our Black Diamond Auto Glass halftime report. We'll take it back there for a 2-minute break. You've been listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771. Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you will call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Dash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Sholo and Snowflake. Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services, from free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Our batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
Face it, when you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Yes! Cable One, the face of fast.
5.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. We are here at Blue Ridge Stadium as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are hosting the Winslow Bulldogs. Here are getting ready to start the third quarter. The Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are leading 27-0 and having their way with the Winslow Bulldogs. Teams are out on the field. Referees kind of walking around talking to people. So we are getting ready for the kickoff. Both teams loosening up. It does look like Brennan Sawyer will be coming in at quarterback for the Winslow Bulldogs. Those of you who've been listening in the first half, it was Villanueva who is the quarterback for the Bulldogs. He actually went down and got hurt at the end of the first half. And so it was Sawyer that came in, took a knee for him, and he is warming up on the sidelines for him. So it looks like that's how we're going to go. We do have a couple updates here for everybody. Last we heard, Altusay was 14, Rock Point 7, and that is Altusay's homecoming. The Snowflake Lobos leading Payson 14-0, and St. John's currently losing to Pima at a score 8-6. As we're getting ready here for the kickoff, the Winslow Bulldogs kicking off, number 74 for the Bulldogs. That will be Daniel Vizcaya, as he's waiting for the signal from the referee in the back. And looks like we're getting ready to go, and we are all set. Referee gives cook. There's a kick straight down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up at the 15, down to the 20, up to the 25. Got a hold of 30, 35, 40, 45. Still going, getting rustled around there. It's going to be brought down at the 46. That was number 23, Zeke Kisei, on that return. He just straight right up the middle. Was able to get in. There was a big blob of players back at about the 35. And he just bulldozed right on through, and the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets going to start 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. As we get all set, Blue Ridge Yellowjackets come out of the huddle. They are in a strong right wing formation, 2 backs in the backfield. London here's the snap, hand off to number 40 around the outside. He's at the 50, the 45, down to the 40, and he is brought down at about the 36-yard line. And that is going to be a pickup of 18 yards for Chase Esparza. So beautiful run by Chase Esparza on that 18-yard carry. They'll mark the ball on the far hash mark at basically the 36.5-yard line of the Bulldogs. P.J. London coming up under the center. Offset I formation. Man in motion there. Handoff right straight up the middle. That's Colton Penrod down to the 30. He's down to the 35. It gets finally brought down, or I'm sorry, that was the 25. Finally brought down here at about the 20, just shy of the 23-yard line of the Bulldogs. And we have a Winslow Bulldog hurt. And so Colton Penrod starting to continue his ways of going here. Let's go ahead and take it back to the studio for at least a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. We are here at the start of the 3rd quarter as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are moving the ball quickly down the field. They are currently facing 1st and 10 at the Bulldogs' 23.5-yard line. 11:09 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, leading 27-0. They get set up. It was Ollie Foster who was hurt on that prior play. Helped off the field there. Looks like possibly knee or ankle, but he's being looked at on the sideline. P.J. London coming up under center. Strong right. Offset I formation. Here's the snap. Hand off to Jimmy Benton on that play. He busts up into the line there. Gets stopped there right about the linebackers. Continues pushing. And it looks like we're going to get a pickup of 7 yards by Jimmy Benton. And I am joined by my blanket quilt-covered colleague.
Let me tell you, it was quite the trip at halftime. I did venture into the locker room, and I got an update from the Winslow Bulldogs. Diasa, the speedster for the Bulldogs, parents went on vacation, would not leave him here, so Diasa's out for the next 2 weeks, this week and 1 more. So that hurts a team. There goes the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets right up the middle. That's going to be...
That's Chase Esparza on the carry.
Esparza out there. Good carry.
Chase Esparza taking over the tailback position in the offset I for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
And when they drop the chains over there, that means it's 1st and goal. 10:19 and counting remaining here. Blue Ridge on the drive once again. I also want to thank the Blue Ridge Unified School District for a parking ticket while I was down there. And I lost my keys somewhere while I was down there also. Here come the Jackets getting handed off. London hands it off up the middle, still driving. Bing, bang, walla-doo. And they're going to say no.
Beautiful run by Chase Esparza on there again as the setup at about the 8.5, 9-yard line. He gets the handoff, gets to the line of scrimmage, and there's a pile in front of him. He hops over it and continues on moving. He's taken down at the 1-yard line.
I thought he made it in. I think the biggest change that I've seen for the Jacket offense is the composure of young P.J. London. He seems to have found his niche here. Touchdown Jackets. That's going to be Adam Henderson. Going to punch it in for the quick touchdown. Bring score Blue Ridge 33, Winslow 0. Have you noticed that? The way he's adapted to being the starting quarterback for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket? He's composed out there.
Well, I've seen a couple other plays from a couple other games before and stuff, and you're absolutely correct. We saw him in the first game where he wasn't throwing very well, but he was definitely poised and not letting things affect him. Here he is definitely a little more collected. Of course, they are running more. He is 3 for 4 with 1 TD and a 2-point conversion, not having to pass too much. As they've been able to run the ball, which is also very helpful for a young quarterback.
Yeah, it is. There's the snap. There's the boot. It's up and good. That's going to bring the score Blue Ridge 34, Winslow 0. We have an update from the Sholo game when I went down to find this blanket. 62-6. They're not quite to halftime yet. Sholo on top. We're going to go back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you would call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge Yellowjacket Stadium, where the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets are hosting the Winslow Bulldogs. Blue Ridge dominating factor here in this ball game. This contest, it's Blue Ridge 34, Winslow 0. With the loss of their speedster out there, that's one big loss. But the whole team, the Jacket defense, I can't take anything away from the Jackets because their defensive line could be dominating out there. I don't know. Otherwise Winslow is struggling out there with their offensive line because the Jackets defense is taking control and their offensive line.
Yeah, John, we talked about keys of the game for the Bulldogs here at half is to make sure that their offensive line starts to give their quarterback a little more time to be able to pass the ball. And, of course, they are having Brandon Sawyer back at quarterback for the...
Yes, they are. Junior Villanueva got hurt before half. Sawyer, shotgun, there's the snap, getting a hand it off coming this way. And once again, there's the defense for the Jackets. Going to bring down number 40, which is Mason Scott. They're going to bring him down immediately. Actually, a little bit more than immediately. It's going to be a loss of about, looks like about 3. 2.
Yeah, loss of 3 on the play, and they are definitely missing Diasa on that one as Mason Scott is the one who's filling in for him. And currently on 5 carries, he has a loss of 2.
It's not good. This Jacket defense taking over. There's a snap to the shotgun, runs into the back of his blockers and going to be brought down. It seems as if the first card has come out of the house of cards here for the Winslow Bulldogs, because that's going to be another loss. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 15 now for the Winslow Bulldogs.
Yeah, they are not doing too well here. And John, if you're going to go through on and make some changes, what I definitely suggest right now is a lot of screen passes right now. That will slow that defensive line of the Yellowjackets from just pinning their ears back and charging in.
And going in on every play. If you see out there, the box is loaded, completely loaded. There's a quick pass to number 10, and that's going to move the chains.
That should give him a
he
first
got a rough
down.
spot there. I like the spot on this side of the field much better. It's closer to being correct. And that's going to move the chains. First down, Bulldogs. That is a big loss for the Bulldogs, losing Diasa and now Villanueva.
That is Diasa, like you said, he was a speedster. He was their running back come in, and he's able to make some great moves. And without him, it kind of suffers, because I am sure that Upchurch and Scott are nothing like Diasa.
No, Diasa, by the coach's words, one of the fastest kids in the Division III. There's a pitch back, and he's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he gains a bunch of yards, but he's just running to get back to the line of scrimmage. Be second down.
Yeah, a lot of run there, and the only reason why is because he takes the pitch, and when he gets the pitch, that right tackle for the offense of the Bulldogs was actually 5 yards off the ball. And so he had been blown backwards that far, and he'd pick up basically 6 inches. That's about it, but I am sure that he ran about 25 yards to get that.
He ran a ways. Here comes 2nd and 10. Sawyer shotgun, one to the near side, one to the far side. Little misdirection. Only people misdirected were the running backs because defense all over it. But I got a funny story to break up this lackluster offense of the Bulldogs. For all the loyal listeners out there, Keeler Keeler is having to breathe. The wind is blowing towards him, so he's having to smell my lovely Kia minivan blanket. I had a nice folded up blanket in the minivan, and it looked nice and clean, but what he doesn't realize is it came from NASCAR, which the last trip to NASCAR was last year. NASCAR's here again next month, so it could smell like a number of things. I'll tell you what it doesn't smell like is a clean blanket that nicely folded. And Sawyer, he wanted to go to number 10 down the near side, but the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket defense was all over that play.
Yeah, that's a loss of 6, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit for Brennan Sawyer as the only blocking he got was from his center, number 62, on that play. So you got to give kudos out there to number 62, Braden Williams, for the Bulldogs. He's the only one that made a block on his man that didn't get back there and make that hit on Sawyer.
Like I said, the card has been pulled out of the bottom of the pile of the house of cards, and you can't help but feel something for the Bulldog whole team because
it seems like they got the Joker pulled on them.
It's gone. Whoa, that was a heck of a jump by a bumblebee down there. That bumblebee can jump, but it's gotten.
That bumblebee looks pretty sad though, doesn't he?
He does look sad. It's gotten bad for the Bulldog team here.
Just got another penalty called against him.
I didn't want to even tell him that. If they weren't watching at KWKM.com, I wasn't going to mention that other penalty. There's the snap. He does get a boot on it, and it's going to go straight up. It's going to go high enough that the whips at I formation are going to pass the ball, has his man crossing route right in the middle of the field, going to take it down to the 15-yard line.
That's going to be a pickup of 15 on that
I believe that's Corey
play.
Enfield there. It's going to be number 6, Corey Enfield. 5:25 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets on top of the Bulldogs, 34-0.
Yeah, great coverage by Robert Wilbanks on that pass play, but that ball was thrown right where it needed to be as Enfield had a step on his defender.
There's a snap and a handoff up the middle, still on his feet. I don't know where he come from. Oh, and that's going to be a turnover.
Beautiful run by Chase Esparza. He picks up 11 on the play, but as he was coming through, struggling to try to get his more yardage, he was stripped of the ball, and it's going to be the Bulldogs' ball, but we do have a defender down.
Yes,
it looks like that's number 10, Jalen Lyons, and that's going to hurt them tremendously.
It's going to hurt them that much more. Yes, that's another one of their big players, but we're going to go back for medical timeout. We're going to go back for 30 seconds and see what happens here. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
For the Bulldogs, and you talk about just a bad night for the Bulldogs, that's another one of their big stars being helped off the field with 5:02 remaining here in the ball game. They're losing a lot of their great players. The score 34-0. They did get the ball back there off the fumble by Esparza.
We're going to get a fumble here between the snap between the center and the quarterback. And Sawyer's going to get the ball back. Loss of a yard on the play.
I'm not sure what's going on down there with an upset fan. He's saying something's unacceptable. Not real sure, kind of caught me off guard there. I thought he was talking to me for a minute, pointing to a fan underneath us.
So, John, I hate to notice this, but you're sitting there talking about how cold you are, and I can't help to notice, but you're drinking a cold soft drink.
You know what? When I got that soft drink, it was still probably 60 degrees, 70 degrees. I was worried about the ice melting until I drove up here. And I just put my finger in it to cool it off even more, and that's going to be a touchback.
That's going to be a safety.
I mean, a safety, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's going to be for the Jackets, and it's going to go against the Bulldogs. You cannot help but feel for the Winslow Bulldogs coming in here. They were undefeated last week. The score didn't reflect it at all. The score at the end of the game did not reflect the ball game. It was not a blowout by far, that game last week. The score at the end of the game, if you just read it in the newspaper, it sounded like a blowout. Did it not?
It did, but it wasn't until the last 3 minutes when we actually, well, I think it was the last 5. The minute that the drone took off and started flying around, the game stopped was when the wheels fell off the bus.
That's exactly what I mean. The score, you would have thought it was a horrible game to go watch or anything else. We had quite the game last week. This week, the wheels have fallen completely off the bus. The motor's fallen out. I think I see the transmission holding on by a piece of baling wire on this Winslow Bulldog team. I cannot help but feel for them out there to travel all this way and having a great season. You know, they're 4-1.
I'm still looking for that transmission you're saying is tied up there. I think they're transmission-less.
I think it might have fallen out when Lions walked off the field. I think they might be down to about making a permanent fixture out of this bus. Turn it into, just go ahead and use the tires one last time to push it into place and make a motor home.
Wow.
Unmobile home out of it.
I think, John, when we look at what's on the sideline and stuff that's not been hurt, it's almost one of those situations of that this is a team that only has linemen left to play.
And there goes the Jackets, still on his feet, rumbling, tumbling, bumbling, all the way down to the, looks like about the 27-yard line, maybe 29 by the time they quit marking. And I don't even know who that was.
That was Zeke Kisei on the return. He got the ball about the 35-yard line. And again, just like he did on the opening kickoff, he just ran straight upfield till he got about the 45 of the Bulldogs and then cut it in a little bit and was finally wrestled down and thrown down as a two-point hip takedown.
Yeah, something like that. We haven't had a chance to talk to Coach Bob London in a while. We're going to see if maybe we can get a hold of him. We still owe P.J. London some recognition from the first game. And there's a pass. It was going to infield, but we have flags going everywhere. If I was a receiver out there, I might have tried to catch a flag instead of the pass. Flags were flying. It is kind of it kind of deceive you out there when flags are flying. They must think drones are pretty deceiving too, because they stopped that game last week for a while due to that. And that drone was way up high in the sky, and they were still stopping it.
Well, it was up over us in the press booth.
It was. It come out on the field for a little while, not very long though. I think it took off to the mothership over by Winslow. I believe I wouldn't be surprised to see a mothership. So here comes the Yellowjackets. London up under center, gonna hand it off. Rumbling, tumbling, bumbling is number 17 Penrod. All the way down to the Bulldogs. Looks like about from the marker on this side, the 17-yard line.
It's going to be a pickup of 12 on the play by Colton Penrod. And we got another Winslow Bulldog hurt, and this is a lineman this time. And this is not looking good for the Bulldogs as they're going to have to really start figuring out what they need to do to stop getting hurt as well, as opposed to trying to stop the lines of the offense and defense.
You look at their numbers over there, there's not a lot of kids standing there saying, hey, coach, put me in. You can probably count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids on the sidelines over there. And we have a player still down. We're going to go back for a medical timeout. 3:56 remaining in the third quarter. Blue Ridge on top, 36-0 over the Winslow Bulldogs. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Our batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
Face it. When you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
Players over there. Here comes the snap to London, and a handoff up the middle, taking it down to the 10-yard line. Hoffmeyer going to take it to the 10, and that'll bring up second down and about 5, 4. What are you calling it?
I'm not sure. The second down marker keeps moving left and right and stuff. But
Huey Lewis in the news, the next, sitting here next to me. We're going to say about 4 yards for the first down.
A short 4, long 7.
Short 4, long 7. Wow, that was a good one.
That's a 7-iron, sorry.
Here comes P.J. London. Got a flag in the air.
Yeah, legal procedure. This time I believe it was the left guard of the Yellowjackets that left just a bit early.
Hoffmeyer, he quit running quick. I mean, he put the brakes on. He saw that flag fly. I believe you have to keep on running till the whistle blows. I would.
Well, the whistle did blow, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it did down there. I guess you're right. Could have. We have headphones on. We're way up here in the very well could have blown. The train horn could have blown. We didn't hear.
You know, John, you could be dressed like a cheerleader right now because I bet you they are frozen.
They are freezing, but they're jumping around and stuff. Keeps their blood going. There's a snap. London's going to hand it off. Coming to the near side. Cuts it back in. That's going to be Hoffmeyer, and he's going to take it back to where he was before.
That's going to be a pickup of a 7 on the play.
So he's going to pick up an extra 2.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
So they can get a first down before they have to punch it in. 2.5 minutes remaining here.
They might have to break out those little 50-gallon garbage cans and start stoking a fire down there.
They may have to. It's getting colder. It is October. Greatest month I think there is, Halloween month. I love it. There's a snap. Get a handoff number 40. 40?
48.
I don't know. I thought it was 44.
That ball's going to come back. We're going to get a holding call against the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
And that was Esparza, number 48, junior, 5'8", 155. And they're going to call holding. They call it yet?
I believe so. The umpires telling the referee what the call is. Yep.
2:11 remaining. Going to be holding on the Yellowjackets. That's going to bring it back. You know, in this cold weather and this blanket, man, I almost could fall asleep up here. I love to sleep when it's cold, but it's better than trying to sleep when it's hot. And I'm cold. I'm wearing shorts.
I got a couple updates here, John. Sholo 76, Holbrook 6, St. John's 14, Pima 8, and that's with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Pima hanging in there against St. John's. Was this one, I don't even know if this one was at St. John's. Good open field tackle by number 55. That is going to be...
That's a 3-yard loss by Chase Esparza.
And that's going to be Michael Dinsmore. Michael Dinsmore, Jr. No height and weight on him. Michael Dinsmore, good open field tackle. Going to bring it back. It's going to be 4th and 10 with 1:32 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Dinsmore did a great job. He shed the block of the slot receiver there, get inside there, and able to get in the backfield and take him down for a loss, as the Yellowjackets going to go for a 35-yard field goal attempt.
I don't doubt that he can boot it that far. Now, whether it gets straight or not, total different story. It's down. It's up. It's good.
Just over the crossbar.
Wow. Wow. That is a confidence builder boot right there. So that's going to bring the score. Blue Ridge 39, Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to go back to the studio for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Shola Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge Stadium for the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Shola Ford. What did that field goal end up being, 35?
35-yard field goal.
35-yard field goal by the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, bringing score Blue Ridge 39, Winslow 0. That kickoff's going to be taken just inside the 10-yard line. He looks, goes back and forth, looking for a place to go 2 or 3 times.
I feel like I was in the 70s, John, as he was doing the shuffle there.
He was doing the shuffle. He went back and forth several times. Ends up being tackled at the same spot. He's going to go down at the 15, 1st and 10, Winslow.
I got that off. That song stuck in my head.
The shuffle? He looked like a standard boy in about the 7th grade at a sock hop. The way they just would step, do the step, go back and forth.
Step, yep.
Yep, that looked just like one of them dances. If he was standing up against the gymnasium wall with the lights dimmed, listen to slow dancing, swaying to the music. I would have swore I was back in junior high. There's a handoff going to the far side, cuts back up the middle, and the tackler's going to give him another yard, pushing him forward. That's going to be a pickup of about 3, looks like.
Yeah, that is going to be a pickup of 3 there by Noah Upchurch on that carry. And the unfortunate part is, as I understand, a lot of times your running back wants to be back, way back a little bit, about 8 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage so he can see. But when you got a defensive line that's breaking in this quick, you got to move up quicker or else you're going to lose yardage. And he barely got to the line of scrimmage before he got hit and was luckily able to pull up and gain another 3.
A very depressing view is to see the hurt player bench for the Bulldogs over there getting bigger than what they have left to go in the game. Hey, there's a run, cuts it back up the middle, move the chains, 1st and 10, Winslow Bulldogs. Oh, no. I thought he was going to be slow getting up.
He is slow getting up,
holding his ribs. That's number 4.
Noah Upchurch.
Noah Upchurch, senior over there.
On the play for him.
Running back, defensive back, and he was slow. And the number of players over there on the sidelines on the injured bench is getting to be more and more for the Bulldogs. That's the end of the third quarter. I think that's probably the best thing for the Bulldogs happening right now is for time running out. Time is going quick. We're going into the fourth quarter with the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 39 and the Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to keep it right here. Oh, listen, we have the drawing coming up. I'm waiting to win here.
Yeah, John, I don't know. I mean, you're sitting here, you're getting ready to start playing Ironman football.
Listen.
023100.
02310. And guess who lost? What are these numbers?
What you got there?
There, I'll start with a 5.
You didn't stand a chance.
This was a great cause. Half the money you win, which is always great, but the other half of the money goes to their lock-in at graduation to keep the kids off the street. And I was only going to buy $10 worth, but then they told me what it was for. And anytime you can keep the kids off the street, especially on graduation, a lot of kids lose their lives out there on the roadway, getting excited, celebrating their last day of school, and suckered me out of another $10, and I didn't get any number right, not even one number right.
You got a 0 on there.
I do.
It's just at the
Maybe
end
on
instead
one
of the
ticket.
beginning.
So here comes the Yellowjackets far into the field with the same. Looks like the same thing's gonna happen down here.
Yeah,
Flag goes in the air.
Yeah, we're going to get a illegal procedure, and that's actually going to be on the running back or wing back for the Bulldogs as he started in motion and then all of a sudden turned up before the ball was snapped. And we all know in the regular football you can't do that, only in arena football.
Yes, that's
that
right.
That man is jamming.
That guy is, and he doesn't even have any clothes on. Got to be cold, but he's been playing air guitar for so long this evening. I wish we could get him on camera. There's a snap. And
I believe that's Noah Upchurch on the carry.
And Upchurch going to pick up a few positive yards.
Looks like he's going to pick up 4 of the yards they just lost. And there was actually the offensive line for the Bulldogs actually opened up a huge hole. Only problem was nobody else made any blocks further downfield. Noah Upchurch only able to pick up 4 on the carry.
You know, on the touchdown show we were talking about, I don't even remember who it was, somebody in the NFL has the he's picking up the most yards after the initial hit at running back. And, there's the snap. He's going to keep it himself. It's going to be the quarterback, Sawyer. And he's going to slide down right at the
line of scrimmage.
Right about the original line of scrimmage.
And that happened, John, because Robert Wilbanks was coming around. The handoff was going to be to him, but as he went to plant his foot, his feet went from out underneath him. He landed on his backside.
That's it. Anyway, when I was talking about that running back in the NFL getting the most yards after the initial hit, I couldn't help but think of Brimhall and how Brimhall was doing that last week over there in Winslow. He had a lot of yards after the initial hit. Brimhall had a spectacular game over there. Player of the game, player of the week for Power 95.7 Hot FM, Brimhall was. He had most of his yards came after the initial contact with the defensive player.
He did. He kept going, but we have that tonight with Colton Penrod and Jimmy Benton both. They got hit quickly here at the line and was able to break free, and away they went. So
Benton, I would have to say he gets his with the after chargers there, the booster. He kicks in the turbo. Colton Penrod, without a doubt, he's going to get the initial touch and then keep running. Here comes the boot from the Bulldogs. Gets a little bit more in it this time. Going to drift infield back. Calls for the fair catch. And they're going to mark it at the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. It's going to be 1st and 10, 39-0. Yellowjackets on top. I hope that one of the Bulldogs players or the Winslow fans bought the winning ticket, because nothing has gone Winslow's way this evening.
Yeah, John, this is when we reach that point. I'm not sure why the starters are still in for Blue Ridge.
I'm not sure why a lot of starters stay in any time. Last week at Winslow, I got really frustrated with the fact that we even saw junior Villanueva come up kind of limping a little last week at the end of the game. And we have another Winslow player going down, holding his leg, I think. So we're going to go back for a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771. Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you will call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Dash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
Time this evening, we're on a medical timeout due to a Winslow Bulldog player down on the field. We don't have his number, but we're going to go back and take another, let's take another 30 seconds and we'll see what happened. We're going to take another 30-second medical timeout. We'll be back. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford.
When you live on the mountain, you have access to the trusted doctors that you and your family need right here at home. Summit Healthcare has brought more physicians and specialties to the area than ever before. From primary care to orthopedics, cardiology, women's care, and much more. You no longer need to look anywhere else. And with offices conveniently located throughout the White Mountains, our doctors are nearby. So next time you need a doctor, turn to Summit Healthcare.
Welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com. It's Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 39, Winslow Bulldogs 0. We just had a medical timeout for number 58, big offensive lineman junior Seth Hernandez went down. He's looks like he's got a leg injury there.
Yeah,
but the Winslow Bulldogs medical bench is gaining rather rapidly over there. And they got, well, you can see them separated over there from the rest of the team, and they're getting a number of players over there. Here come the Winslow Bulldogs up under center. One to the near side, one to the far side. Oh, no, that's not even the Winslow Bulldogs. Wow, I'm really getting confused here. I watched that guy walk up and pat his lineman to get him to move over. I thought it was the quarterback. I was still watching the Hernandez get helped off the field, and I got sidetracked there. Thanks for joining us. I just got here myself.
Yes, you did, huh?
Wow.
Chase Esparza on that carry. He shoots right up the middle. Gets hit almost right at the first down marker. He's not sure. Again, it looked like they were dancing out there as they were doing a little twisting and spinning, him and the defender, and finally taken down after a 2-yard pickup. Going to bring up 3rd and 1.
You know, I don't false advertise. When I get sponsors that come up and ask about advertising, I always tell them we have a lot of fun, and that's what we do. There's a handoff for P.J. London right up the middle. That's in move the chains. Be 1st and 10, Yellowjackets.
Trying to catch the number. There's Colton Penrod on that carry.
I think the reason I can't see, I still have a tear in my eye, hoping that nobody would come up and claim the money for the 50-50 raffle. And apparently they did, because they have not mentioned that on the microphone no more. So the only thing at this point in time, with 9:15 and counting remaining in the ballgame, going for the Winslow Bulldogs, is the fact that the clock is still running. They have struggled this evening. Everything's gone wrong that can go wrong. There's London going to hand it off, going to cut it back to the near side, cuts it back up the middle. That's going to be number
48, Chase Esparza.
Chase Esparza back with the ball.
Pickup of 11 on the play. He takes the handoff, comes around to the near side, just outside of the left tackle.
I believe
takes straight upfield.
Sholo just had a transfer from Blue Ridge, became eligible last week. They had 2 of them, but one of them was from Blue Ridge. Oh, I can't think of his name. Oh, mine just went blank. Rosales. Rosales, I believe. You remember calling his name last year for the Yellowjackets?
Yes.
Rosales. I believe he transferred to
I thought he
Sholo.
was a kicker.
I don't know what he was. I believe it was Rosales. I'm not sure. Just dawned on me. There's a handoff by London. Try to get back up the middle. Going to be brought down. That's going to be
Chase Esparza.
Esparza.
No pickup on the play. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, unable to go any further.
8:20 and counting remaining in the ball game. Want to thank everybody for joining us. Want to thank Dan the Man Grubner for getting us live in HD at everybody's house across the U.S., across the planet. We've been watched in military bases in Japan, Germany, Fort Hood, Texas. We love it. Thanks for joining us. There's a handoff to Rosales once again. Oh, gonna run over one would-be tackler, juke the next one, and he's gonna take it down to right at about the 20-yard line and move those chains. 1st and 10, Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Chase Esparza seems to love that number 11, as that is the 3rd time he's picked up 11 yards on a carry.
Well, there
that gives
go.
them the 1st down for Blue Ridge.
That's a good number. If you're going to pick up some, 11's good to pick up. It's better than 7 or 9 most of the time, because 11 moves the chains. Everybody loves move the chains. Eric Drury has finally gotten cold in his jacket because he is now standing up, and he has a picture on the back of his jacket that I'm not sure what to make of it. Do you know? What is it? Neck?
Looks like a hedgehog, possibly. Hedgehog with sunglasses.
Kind of looks like the back of your neck. Neck? Oh.
Ooh,
that's going to get the flag.
That's a 2-point hip takedown there as
Yes,
a body
it is.
slam after a pickup of 5 yards.
And I'm not sure I agree with all that. The flag, we just got another flag too. Because
you can't
the
throw
first
the same flag twice.
No, I think
you gotta
we
throw
got
your hat, and then you gotta throw your bean bag.
And then it's too
and
cold
then you
to
throw
take your
shoe.
shirt off. Too cold to take your shirt off. But I just think the crowd influenced that first flag for roughing a little too much.
Yeah, I don't know that was roughing. I mean, Chase Esparza still trying to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So what do? You pick the guy up and you
That's
body
what I
slam.
mean.
It's not like he put him, did the superplex where he picked him up above his head and threw him to the ground. He just kind of grabbed a hold of him, put his hip into it, and flipped him right over onto the ground.
But until you got the reaction from the crowd, no one was reaching for their flag. Then the crowd sent out their reaction. Then we got the flag. I think it was crowd induced there. And they could have gone either way. I just wish they would have done it before the crowd, before it looked like the crowd was telling them to. But they're going to back it up.
Personal foul.
Or move it forward, I mean. Oh, they're going to back it up, then move it forward, then to keep from being confused, I reckon.
And then unsportsmanlike against the, I never like when they do this. They go through and they march stuff off, because the concept is right now the ball's marked at the 15-yard line. So if you go through and you do the personal foul against the defense, it's half the distance to the goal, so it takes it to the 7.5, and then they mark off 15 yards against the offense.
Yeah,
it should just be offsetting, do the play over again.
Right. And when they mark them off like that, like we got to do this one first, then do this one, and you got to watch it all, it's really confusing. There's a snap. London's going to hand it off. A lot of blockers. Oh, I thought there was plenty of blockers, but the man comes up, would-be tackler, and he did do it. And he is stopped by number 73.
Yeah, pick up a 4 on the play by Dominic Hoffmeyer. Takes the ball and shoots around as a sweep here to the near side.
Must have been number 72, Michael Wilcox, in on the tackle there.
One person takes his legs out, the other hits him high and takes him down.
High and low, that gets him down. You don't have to body slam him.
Absolutely
you don't
not.
get the officials throwing their clothes at you that way. Here's a snap to London. Gonna hand it off going up the middle. A driving force. Mano a mano, man against man. That's going to be Colton Penrod.
Pick-up of another 2 on the play.
Want to thank, we got Clifford and Annie in Safford joining us via KWKM.com. We got Papa Bear listening to us at the Sholo game via Power 95.7 Hot FM. We got a lot of listeners out there. Here comes P.J. London up under center, going to hand it off. See, that there was pretty much a slam.
Chase Esparza caught right just before he gets to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about a half yard on the play. Let's see where they might actually mark it. Are they going to move the sticks or not?
And I don't think they're going to move over there.
Not in there. So no real loss on the play, but no real gain.
They're just going to stay in the same spot.
Although, John, I get to this point, 5 minutes remaining in the game. You're up 39-0. There's no way you're losing this one. You should be putting in your backups to make sure that your starters are healthy when it comes time for
They got another game. They got another game next Friday night.
And we are going to go for another 35-yard
I agree wholeheartedly.
field goal.
And this one's into the breeze. There is a little breeze out there. We're waiting the snap. There's a snap. He gets it down, going to put a boot on. That one looks better. Oh, yes.
That one could have been good from almost 45.
That was a boot right there, and that was into the wind. Who is that out there kicking for them?
That is Nathan Hallett, number 8.
I know number 8. Nathan Hallett, Jr., 5'8", 156. They're going to take it right down to the poundage, 156, bringing the score Blue Ridge 42, Winslow 0. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford, streaming live in HD at KWKM.com.
Black Diamond Auto Glass provides the finest full-service mobile and in-shop glass repair services. From free chip repair to windshield replacement, tinting, and more. We're here to pamper you and your car.
Black Diamond Auto Glass. Yeah.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School Stadium for the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. It's the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 42. Winslow Bulldogs 0. Here comes a kickoff, and that's going to go over the head of the would-be return man. That kick is by Nathan Howlett. He's hit 2 35-yard field goals. He is, once again, let me tell you, he's junior, 5'8", 156, and he's got a foot at the end of that leg. This does pretty dang good.
He does. He's definitely able to kick that ball a pretty good distance, and it appears that it's basically his approach that's going to help him or hurt him. Is the first one here on the south side of the field was just barely good, but he was able to get a better approach and better kick going to the south side.
And that was against the wind.
Cleared by about 10, yeah.
That was against the wind. There's a snap. Sawyer's going to hand it off, driving right up the middle is...
That was Noah Upchurch on that carry.
Upchurch, number 4. Upchurch, I don't know, coming into this game, I thought we said his name a lot last week. We didn't even hear from him the first part of the game. Since then, we've heard his name quite a bit. Upchurch is a senior, and his height is 0 and his weight is 0 because they didn't print it. And here comes the Bulldog offense up to the line. There's the snap to Sawyer. He's going to hand it off and spinning and whoa, he kept going. I thought he
tried
was
everything he could to keep
doing
going.
everything.
And unfortunately for Noah Upchurch, his lead blocker, Mason Scott, on that play did not get up there to make the hit like he needed to, and just kind of shied away when it came time to try to help him out after he was trying to make his own. It was there Noah Upchurch was, and unable to get away.
It is a brisk October evening. This is probably the first brisk evening that we've seen on Friday night this year.
It is a definite cool breeze tonight.
It is indeed. It's time to start wearing more clothes. Here comes the Bulldog offense, true to the near side, to the far side. They're going to hand up the middle, little stutter step. Then he's going to kick back in and going to move the stick.
It'll be a pickup of 4 for Nathan Scott, and again, a little tentative moving forward. He got the handoff and kind of tentative to take off
kept
and
his
make
feet
contact.
moving, kept his feet moving, but just kind of paused.
Yeah, his feet kept moving and stuff. He made some contact, and I'm not sure what's going on there, where it seems like it takes him just a little bit to take off. It's kind of like, my old car that's like 30 years old. I put it in drive, and I got to wait a half second for it finally goes clunk and
That's
gets
a
going.
transmission. Kind of looked like that Bo Jackson game, old video game. His legs would always move. There's another punt by the Bulldogs, another one straight up, and it's going to be taken by infield at the 45-yard line. Well, we have a minute here before they get going here. 2:31 remaining in the ball game. We got to give a shout out to the Show Low Police Department, who assisted me.
We got a flag down over here, John, at about the 38-yard line.
Assisted me the other night with the flat tire on the side of the road. I wanted to give a shout out to them. Hoo-yah to the Show Low Police Department. That always helps you. If you give a shout out to the police department, it seems like they're nicer. What, do you have an update? You didn't want to join in there. Just kind of paused.
I
left me hanging.
I wasn't sure how to respond to that one.
I don't know. It sounds like you're a coward.
Yeah, I do. You know what? I look at it like this. There are positives and minuses of how I've seen sometimes. It doesn't matter how nice or anything. Those cops are just going
to the Show Low PD. To the Show Low PD, I just want to let you know, I will have the next information on his car next week, so I can announce it, so you can make up for that pause in talking there.
It's an old hoopty that gets me across the forest roads.
I'm going to tell you his license plate number and everything in the description of his car. Here come the Jackets, handoff up the middle.
Pick up a 3 on that play by Chase Esparza. And John, I have an update. Final score: Snowflake 28, Payson 7.
You know, Payson held in there with a good Snowflake team. Payson is struggling this year. You know, they were they fought hard, some scrappers last year to make it into the playoffs. Remember, they beat Snowflake. At home, we covered it last year. They were the last team that made it. No, that might have been the first round of the playoffs.
That was the first round of the playoffs.
First round of the playoffs. They knocked them off.
Took out Snowflake.
They were some scrappers. This year, they've just struggled. We haven't saw them ourselves to even tell you. Maybe they're all juniors and sophomores. I don't know. But they held in there. If they held Snowflake, whoa!
There goes Chase Esparza.
There goes Chase Esparza trying to stiff arm and outrun one would-be tackler, and he's finally pushed out of bounds. Is that Noah Upchurch? Bingo, bango. Noah Upchurch going to push him out of bounds right at the 15-yard line.
49-yard pickup by Chase Esparza. As he took that handoff, and he reminds me almost like a John Riggins on that one, as he takes the handoff and gets it with both arms as he gets into the line.
Hey, that kind of does.
Then at that point in time, he breaks free and starts running with just one with the hand on the ball, and not quite able to beat the last man, but he did pick up 49 yards.
I thought you were going to say me there for first. I was like, well, thank you, Nick. I do run like that. I said, yeah. You said John at first, and my chest stuck out a little further. Yeah, my chin lifted up. I was kind of excited. I was going to be like, yes, sir. Well, thank you. I didn't realize you watched me run like a gazelle. They called me gazelle back in the day. We have 23 seconds. That's going to be the ball game. The Jackets are going to call good. And the score is going to go down in the record books. Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 42, Winslow Bulldogs 0. We're going to go back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. And we'll be back with what are we going to be back with? We have a few stats and stuff. We're going to be back with the Cable One post-game report with very few stats for the Bulldogs, but we'll be back. 2-minute timeout. You've been listening to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Show Low Ford.
I was just curious. I would like to know where you've been getting all that money you have in your pocket.
Well, don't be curious no more. I stopped by S&D Auto Wrecking the other day. It's like money in the bank. Clean the backyard. It's all worth money. Anything made of steel, copper, brass, anything, it's cash.
Like what kind of stuff?
Metal bed frame, cha-ching. S&D. Our batteries, cha-ching. S&D.
S&D Auto Wrecking. They'll pay you money for any kind of metal?
Anything made of metal.
S&D Auto Wrecking. You know what? I actually might be motivated to clean up the backyard now. 537-7132. S&D Auto Wrecking.
It's like money in the bank.
Face it. When you're feeling frustrated with slow internet, it shows. So stream without the buffering with Cable One high-speed internet. It has up to 100 megabits of blazing speed, and that's faster than those other internet guys. So no matter how many devices you have on at the same time, it's always fast. And that speed, that's written all over your face. Cable One, the face of fast.
We're here so you don't have to quit fishing or tell the grandkids you can't keep up with them anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to get back in the gym again or be able to play a full 18 like the old days?
Summit Healthcare offers this active community the latest in orthopedic procedures. Whether it's a sports injury, total joint replacement, or something else, have your surgery and rehab right here at home.
Get the most out of life again. Visit summithealthortho.net today.
Hey guys, who wants pizza?
Pizza Factory is the real best place for pizza and Italian cuisine. It's been a staple in the White Mountain community for 24 years. They have something for mom, dad, and the kiddos, like a huge arcade and 3 big flat screen TVs. Pizza Factory is open 7 days a week with a buffet Monday through Friday, daily specials, and a salad bar. They are now scheduling birthday, team, or graduation parties, pastas, calzones, specialty pizzas, and more. We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory in the Old Town Square Plaza in Sholo, 537-7771. Your car is like an extension of you, so TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services is exactly who you would call to take extra care and pride in making your car look its best all around. People are talking about TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services and the amazing work they do for your vehicle. They offer hand washes or power washes, plus interior detailing starting at $80 and exterior detailing starting at $100. Please call for an estimate, 928-537-8377. TEPS Cleaning and Detail Services at Splash Car Wash in Sholo. Like their page on Facebook.
Oh, welcome back to the Power 95.7 Hot FM Game of the Week, presented by Sholo Ford. You're back just in time for the Cable One post-game show. Hugh the Neck Keeler, what do you think about what's transpired here? We were expecting a great game.
I don't know, John. I'm sitting here looking, and it appears that the Winslow Bulldogs are out of crutches, as each person, there's 4 people out there that have 1 crutch apiece.
I know.
And then there's another couple players that are
that's
being
using
helped
coaches.
off by assistants.
I don't, yeah.
Holy cow.
I really don't know if you ever seen a team that's just been beaten to death and has lost all their players.
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. If you watched it live in HD, we just saw a team that I had picked to come in here and win. I had them picked to come in here and win.
I thought they would win too by at least a touchdown or so.
After what we saw last week, I expected them to come in here and win without a doubt. And everything went wrong for the Bulldogs.
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, it started out, the worst part for them is their best player, Yohan Diasa, just didn't come because his parents took him to vacation. And then after last week, where we saw that towards the end of the game, Villanueva got hurt, he came out here and played very well all the way up until just before the end of the half, and he gets hurt, and so they have to bring in a backup quarterback, and then it just seems like the wheels completely fell off as 4 of their linemen get hurt.
Several
and 3 of
players
their running backs and
out.
receivers got, and as we said there, John, there was 4 people on 1 crutch helping themselves off, and then 2 other players that were being helped with the coaching staff to help get them off the field as well. So it's just been a very tough night for them and heartbreaking.
When you run out of medical equipment in a high school football game, you've had a bad night if you run out of medical equipment. But before we go any further in this Cable One post-game report, I've got to say something here. I cannot forget to holler out to my main man out on the West Coast. I know he's still up because the time zone's a little bit different. California Connection, how you doing? Always got to talk to the California Kick.
So
he
John,
never misses a game.
So, John, I got another update here. And, you know, we saw the 70-yard touchdown run by Jemmy Bentham here tonight. But St. John's just scored, making the score 20-8 on a 90-yard touchdown play.
There you go.
Not sure if that was a pass or a run, but
doesn't
again,
matter. It's still a
play.
90-yard offensive play. And we're coming off of a game where we saw I believe it was a 78-yard touchdown pass from Villanueva to Diasa last week against a good defense in the Snowflake Lobos, and we come out here tonight. I was excited like Chotty would be, my little niece, going to see Disney on Ice. I was excited to come here to watch young PJ London bring his offense out here on the field, and watch Junior Villanueva bring his offense, and we didn't see it.
No, we didn't. I mean, we saw the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets come out here and basically put on a blocking clinic. That's exactly what I'll call it, both on offense and on defense. On the offensive side of the ball, they were opening up big holes. They were getting to the cornerbacks to make sure that any sweeps or outside runs were getting out there, and they made sure that they got a hold of the linebackers on the inside. So they were doing great there. And on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line for the Yellowjackets were making just tremendous havoc for the offensive line of the Bulldogs, as they just kept pushing them back, running stunts. They blitzed from the outside linebacker. I mean, they were just causing all types of havoc, giving no time to run, no time to hand the ball off. And Villanueva short his best player, I would say, as his speedster. He basically had nowhere else to go.
Yes, and they used him in a lot of different positions last week. Diaza, and to miss him, and Villanueva to get hurt, a total different ball game. Just a total different ball game.
Hey, John, I got another update here.
Update me.
St. John's 20, Pima 14. So Pima came back and scored a touchdown.
Immediately. The last update, St. John's had just scored.
Yes.
Pima might have run it back on the next kickoff or something.
It could be. You never know. We don't get those. But,
we don't have the time either, do we? We don't know what's left.
No, we don't. I don't know that yet. But we do know where we're going to be next week, though.
We do?
Yes, we are going to be here at we're going to be here at Blue Ridge, as Blue Ridge will host Sholo
next week. Wow, we're getting to when you start seeing these interdivision games. Now you're getting down to party time, we like to call it. When you start seeing Sholo Snowflake, Sholo Blue Ridge Snowflake, starts to get exciting when it starts to get cold, and you put all your short sleeve shirts under the bed and you pull out the long sleeve shirts. It's getting that time of year, exciting time of year. I was excited for the Winslow Bulldogs until we come here tonight, but now I'm excited for, I consider this, the Coach Guzman called it, hey, it's nice to be included with the teams up along the tree line is what he calls them. The teams up along the tree line. It's the difference between the mountain teams here and his team over there on I-40. And I thought it was a cool way. To separate the two. But it's good to see the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets and PJ London starting to hit on all four cylinders, getting ready to go into division play here in the 3A division. You know what I mean?
He only threw 5 passes for the night, but he was 4 for 5, 1 touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. And it was for 55 yards. So,
but my opinion on a quarterback is there's more than just the stats as far as 6 for 10 or whatever they go for passing. I honestly believe it, and I'll take this to the grave with me. They control that offense. They're the stagecoach driver. Without them controlling and being the leader of that offense, the offense falls apart. It doesn't matter if they go 10 for 12 or whatever. They still have to control the tempo of the game with their offense. They have to make a clean handoff and everything else. So I still consider them the captain out there on the offense. Sure, the running backs, they're doing mostly running, but I still think what I saw in P.J. London, where he was cool, calm, and composed out there, and he's leading this offense unlike what he did when we first came over.
Well, John, I don't disagree with you. They are definitely the conductor on the offense, as they do hold it together and keep things moving like they're supposed to. The only reason I mentioned there that he was 4 for 5 and 55 yards with a touchdown and 2-point conversion is the last time we saw him, he was 0 for 11. Now, at that point in time, we also mentioned then that he was very poised for a freshman starting in a varsity game. And that has been continuing as you're seeing here. But his accuracy is definitely getting better because back then, he, as you were saying, he was a skosh off. And
There you go.
while you thought a skosh, I thought a mile.
Yeah, well.
And so for us to see this progress with him tonight, you're absolutely correct. I mean, he was able to go through. He was able to make sure that he conducted the offense well. The offensive line really did well. The defensive line did really well. But it was just nice to be able to see him to come out and only miss one of his passing attempts.
So see, then I gotta say it because when I'm wrong, and I admit it. So I gotta apologize because I got too defensive against you there. I didn't give you a chance to explain why you were giving PJ stats. I kind of jumped in there, and I apologize. I should have let you go ahead and finish and let you see what you was talking about. I'm sorry. It's just sometimes you get so crazy and you're just so lunaticish. You get so lunaticish with what you say. Sometimes I try to pull the reins too quick. I don't even realize they're not on the horse yet. So I apologize. You lunaticish.
It's funny that you bring up that word because
lunaticish.
We actually back in my playing days while I was also playing the Ironman Football League, I actually played outdoor 8-man as well in the leagues that they had. And the team that we were on, we were the Lunatics.
Oh, well, I was going to say.
We played the Lunatics, and we won the championship. I believe it was 2 times we've won the championship.
I was going to say, Nick, I was going to tell you that if you had used that word lunaticish in a sentence or something, I was going to say that you were a lunatic. I thought you were going to say, hey, you know what? That reminds me, I use that word quite a bit at work and stuff. I refer to my boss as lunaticish. Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to say something like that. So, well, we're going to wrap this one up. I believe if you're going to give a player of the game, I've been sitting here thinking about it, and say you're going to give one to the offense and the defense. They got some players out there taking pictures. I believe if you're going to do it, without a doubt, you have to go to the Blue Ridge's offensive line and the Blue Ridge's defensive line.
I don't disagree with you at all.
You got to, nothing happens. You talk about controlling the game. Them linemen for Blue Ridge, both sides of the ball, killed it this evening. Nothing happens for Blue Ridge's offense if that line doesn't kill it. And Winslow gets a chance to get out there and get on the board if the defensive line for Blue Ridge isn't what they did tonight.
No, John, I think you're absolutely correct. And when we go through and we look at this, if I add up the stats here, I would tell you they had 3 running backs over 100 yards rushing. If we go through and we look at this, we had Jimmy Benton. Of course, he had the 70-yard touchdown run. So 77, 84, 86, 95.
Right at 100.
110, 114 yards for Jimmy Benton is what I have. Colton Penrod is pretty close to about 101 if I go through, add that up. So that's 31, 41, 49, 24, 6, 75, 83.
Right at 100 once again.
He's about, 94, 95, if not 101. I'm just quickly going through.
Sure.
Chase Esparza had a 49-yard touchdown run. He had 311. So
there you go. Right at 100 yards
70,
once
82,
again.
92.
And we have to attribute that to the line of the offense.
Absolutely.
The line was blowing up on them. And the defensive line for the Jackets, we're not down there on the field, but we did cover Winslow last week against a very good Snowflake team. And from what we saw this evening, the Jackets defensive line blew it up for them.
Yeah, the Yellowjackets defensive line, I would say if I was to compare them to what we saw last week from Snowflake, head and shoulders above what we saw last week from the Snowflake Lobos defensive line, as this defensive line has been able to go through and they were constantly creating havoc. There was never less than 3 Yellowjackets in the backfield on every single play. So that defensive line is just tremendous helpful to that team.
Without a doubt. So we're going to wrap these things up. I'm starting to get dirty looks from my main man on the computer, Eric Drury, and I let him keep the jacket for the whole game. So I don't know why he's giving me dirty looks. Oh, I think he might be wishing he had my blanket right now instead of the jacket. So we want to thank Dan the Man Grubner. We want to thank Davina Harvey back in the studio.
Hey, John, that is the final there. St. John's 20, Pima 14, and that's
Great
the way
game.
that game
Boy,
ends.
that looks like, because St. John scored quick, Pima scored quick. That sounds like a barn burner down there, but it'd have been a good game. Want to thank Davina Harvey and Candy Kim back in the studio. Takes two of them to run it back there. It's a lot of work. Want to thank my main man, Eric, Mr. Talkative, Drury, Gene Barton, my brother from another mother for the California Connection, and you, the neck keeler. Until next time, pay it forward. If you're in line at McDonald's and you happen to see a mom and maybe her kids back there struggling to buy a hamburger, just give them the money up at the window. Just pay for theirs. It won't kill you. If you're in the position to do that, let's help each other make it through what we call life here. Till next time, be safe. We love you, man. See you next week.
Next week.